Oh, hi. The following is a conversation with Kali Eriksson. We talk about her job as an educational assistant. We talk about social media. We talk about body image. We talk about her story overcoming a eating disorder. We talk about fitness. We talk about morning routine and a few other things, as always. This is the curious art of being human. If you want to support this project, feel completely free to subscribe to this channel, to send it, share it, interact with me, give me some feedback, advice, criticism, whatever you want. This is a project that is trying to create more and leverage more, the power of human connections, openness, talking about everything and anything, normalizing this experience that we're all in. And I think that's it, all right? So sit back, relax, enjoy. And now, Kalista Eriksson. Let's go. Kalista,
Yeah,
thank you for coming in and participating
thank you.
into this and have that
Yeah,
conversation. It is harder than it looks from the outside, right?
100%. It's terrifying, everybody, just so we all know. Um,
I'll cut this
hey,
part.
you guys, everyone come on in. Terrifying.
Okay, so the thing I'd like to start with is you told me you get up at 3:30 a.m.
I do get up at 3:30 a.m.
So that's the first thing. I was like, okay, shit.
Okay,
Uh,
so we're going to touch on that one.
so let's get into your kind of your morning routine,
Yeah.
but more importantly, how did you get the motivation, or what motivates you to
Sure.
first get up at that time?
Yeah.
For what reason? What does
All
it
the
allow
things.
you to do, and all that stuff?
I used to struggle getting up in the mornings, and I would sleep in, hit snooze, and then just feel like crap waking up and not having anything done. And it was actually a podcast I was listening to, and kind of went along the lines of, why wouldn't you wake up early and get the things done that you enjoy doing and start your day off on the right foot? And I was like, okay, like let's get up at 5, and kind of just started that routine and going to the gym at 6. And honestly, one day I decided that earlier was better, and I took up meditation. I journal for 30 minutes every morning. I have everything ready to go for when I get home from the gym to go to work. And it's just such a smoother transition, and it starts my day mentally right, instead of just being, oh, snooze, oh, I'm tired,
Right.
and then kind of transitioning into the rest of the day of not giving everyone the energy that you can. As far as showing up to the gym, I couldn't show up to the gym without the people that I'm surrounded by at the gym. There would be no way. Like, you find your people and you flow with them. If there's like a group, I don't know, 5, 6 people,
It's all good.
5, 6 people that if I didn't have them in my corner, I probably wouldn't show up. Because when I'm not there, I wake up to text being like, get your ass out of bed. It's like, yeah, you noticed, and they're not there. We do the same, right? So you need to surround yourself with the people that support you and say, you're trying to better yourself. I'm trying to make sure you better yourself. Let's do it together,
Yeah.
right?
Totally. Yeah, because these people probably as well wake up kind of around like the same time, or pretty early.
No, they think I'm crazy that I do the 3:30 thing.
Yeah.
Most people do, which is valid, 100%, but it's my routine now,
Yeah.
right?
How many hours of sleep do you get usually?
So my friends like to call me a grandma. I go to bed at 6:30 p.m.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I am in bed, tucked all in, ready for a night when the sun is shining and most people are getting home from work.
Yeah.
But my routine, it works because I'm off work at 3 o'clock.
Yeah.
So I have the afternoon to do my things, to have my dinner. I've done the gym, so my night does end early. On weekends, I'll stay up and I'll sleep in till 7, but Monday through Friday, it is what it is, and I love it.
Yeah. No, that makes sense, because like 3:30 is brutal if you go to bed at like 10 or like
I
11,
could never.
right? But going to bed early, that makes sense.
Yeah.
You talked about so how long it's been that you have kind of that
Routine?
routine?
Yeah.
Or
It's
like
been about a
year,
year now.
A year, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that it's been consistent.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I had my ebbs and flows of, I'm not going and I can sleep in. But like I said, then I found my people.
Yeah.
And
So you found that like, having a group of people
oh
going
gosh,
is
yeah,
really good too.
100%. And I have a workout partner, and she motivates me to get up, and she relies on me, and I rely on her.
Yeah.
And when we're not there, we're both like, well, this workout sucks.
Yeah.
I have no one to laugh at me. That sucks.
Yeah.
You know, you push yourself harder when you're working out with someone that wants to motivate you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And when I'm by myself, I'm like, I don't have to do this last set.
Mm-hmm.
I can just talk to everybody. It's draw day every
pretend
day.
I'm done.
100%. No one will know.
Yeah. No, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, definitely. Way better to work out with people than alone. At least, yeah, for the motivational part is definitely.
And I
better.
give props to people that like to do it solo and that can motivate themselves and push through. Like, I think that's fabulous. If you want that alone time and that mental space to put in your headphones and head down, awesome.
Yeah.
That's not who I am. You know me at the gym. I will walk by every person and be like, hello, how are you?
Yeah.
Like, here's a hug. But I don't know, it's my social time. It's the time that I enjoy, right?
Yeah.
But
no,
props to people that don't want that.
Yeah, it really depends the type of people
Yeah.
and yeah. But I mean, everything is valid, right? It's what works for you, right? If working out by yourself works,
100%.
great. If it doesn't, try to do it with somebody. It's
There's
always good, I find,
alternatives.
to start, like for the people who struggle starting and sticking to it. Definitely starting with a friend.
Brilliant.
Is way better. You talked about meditation. I'm curious to know what kind do you do? What do you have? Like, do you follow like something, an app or
Yeah, so it's hard. It was very hard to meditate when I first got out of bed at 3:30 because the idea of it was like, oh, okay, maybe it's just going back to sleep. But I'm like, no,
sure.
I need to be present in what my thoughts are and letting that go and releasing them. So I start with journaling first in the morning, and I kind of go through my day before and what I'm expecting out of myself and the energy that I can give for the day to come. Because then it wakes me up. My light's on, I'm awake, I'm sitting down. After I journal, then I go into meditation where I just sit cross-legged because if I'm, once again, lying down, I'm going back to sleep.
Yeah.
Like,
totally.
I'm human. It is now 4 a.m. and it's still early and
Yeah.
I could definitely have a nap.
Pitch black out.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. So, yeah, and that some days meditation's 5 minutes. Some days it's 30 minutes. It just depends. I use it in an app to start with. I don't know.
Wake up? No.
No.
Is it you follow? It's a protocol that you
Yeah,
follow?
so it was a
like
program
follow
that you
something?
followed.
Yeah, okay.
And did it that way, which was great. And now I'm just no music, no nothing, just in my own thoughts, silence.
Yeah.
Nothing going on around me. No one's awake around me. I don't have to have a conversation with everyone. Like, it's my time.
Yeah.
And that's why I can be who I am at the gym, because I give myself that hour in the morning just for me. Right? So I think that's how I can give so much more. And some days I don't meditate. Some days I'm like, I don't have it to give to myself, and that's okay.
Yeah, for sure.
So it just depends on how my body feels, and I just have to listen to that, I guess.
Yeah. Try one day if you're open to it. I don't know if you've ever tried any kind of breath work.
Yeah.
If you know, yeah, because it's good right after. Because myself as well, I see what you mean when you say like right after bed, going into meditation right after. It's complicated because you can be, but if you do breath work before, well, I mean, you do journaling, but this is that can be a different type of intention, and there's a lot of different type of breath work, a lot of different length and stuff like that. But it is insane to get up and to just like start feeling good and be awake.
Giving that proper oxygen
it's
probably to your
amazing.
brain as well.
Oh yeah, it's amazing. And on the top of that, there was like a guy recently on the internet that is working for insurance, and basically his job was to determine when people will die.
Sure.
Anyways,
Interesting. I'm
and so
not sure. I've never heard of that.
yeah, and he got viral with like a few different things, but basically he was saying that the number one thing that people can do that nobody does that can really dramatically impact your health and just like feel yourself right away better and increase your lifetime actually is to every day have like a lot of deep breath, and so do some kind of like breath work, because like nobody do this, and we work with oxygen, right, when
100%.
we move, so like it's something that's good. But to try like just like short routines, and there's different things you can find on YouTube, and there's plenty of things. I'll put some if like you're interested or people are interested, but something to try. It's really good in the morning. Insane.
The only time I've ever done it is when a good friend from the gym, one of people that I do go to the gym with, he was full blown polar plunging every day. Amazing. And I joined him a couple times, and he taught us some breath work within that. And it drastically changed how my body reacted in the water, right? Breathing properly and letting myself relax over tensing up and being, right? But you think of that every day. Okay, you're tense. Your body's going to react like that. But if you're deep breathing and allowing yourself to just relax, then your body's going to react to that properly.
Totally.
Right? I say that, but I don't do it. So.
Yeah, but I mean, while you were doing it in the water.
Yep, I did that one time.
Yeah.
That one time I did it.
But here and there, it's something that we forget, but it's the best way to release anxiety as well. Like it's something. There's by the way a very short technique. It's the double nose breath. It's called. Whenever you're in a situation where you kind of like you start feeling the anxiety.
Yeah.
Big breath through the nose, and then you try to have another one on top of that. So it looks like this, like you're. You do this like 5 to 10 times.
I hope everyone's filming that
your anxiety is just gone. But it's just like the quickest and easiest way
100%.
to just like trick your system into relaxing. Yeah, we don't breathe enough. Like breathing is important.
No. But someone would make fun of you if you were doing that in public. But it's like, no, man, I'm just trying to relax.
Yeah.
Well, am I wrong? You saw someone in the superstore. They're all hot and mad, and I'm just going to take some deep breaths in the produce aisle.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Which one? Which thing am I choosing? I don't know,
100%.
overwhelming.
The spinach is too expensive. 100%. That's what I'm going to start doing.
Just before the check.
The checkout is some big deep breaths. Yeah.
That's so funny.
Here's the card.
Yeah.
100%.
Good. So you are a educational assistant.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
And you specialize in, because is there different, first of all, before going into all kinds.
Yeah.
Is there different kind of assistant like this?
No.
Does every classroom have an assistant? Like how does that
so it
work?
all falls back onto the particular school you're working with
Yep.
and how many kids are in need of the extra assistance.
Right.
So if you have 6 kids that are in need of an assistant that's one-on-one, so you're in need of being with that child at all times, you're going to have more than 6 educational assistants within that school.
I see.
Because there's other kids that are coded and that have learning disabilities that still need help, but don't need the assistance all day.
I see.
Yeah. So it just depends on the school that you're in.
All right.
Yeah.
So you stay year long and day long with the same class?
So we're actually usually moved around to different students. This past year worked with 2 students particularly. We need a break from doing the same thing every day, and B, the kids need a break and need to know other people too.
Right.
Right? If I'm sick one day and all they know is being with me, and now you bring someone new into a very routine, habitual child, they're not going to have a good day. They're going to be completely dysregulated and not know what's happening because they're used to me and I'm not there. So having that back and forth switch, we have the option of them knowing another person.
I see.
Yeah.
So you specifically work with kids that are on the spectrum of autism?
Yep.
Different kind. Can you tell me a little bit about what kind do you specialize you in one
No,
of
so
kind in the
whatever
spectrum? It can be
child I'm
whatever.
put with,
Yeah.
usually. This past year, I worked with grade or kindergarten, a child that had autism. Amazing. Like, they're just, you learn so much from these kids. You know, like I go home and I look back, I'm like, wow, like they appreciate every single little moment that they are given. And we're rhyming, and it's the most exciting thing of the day. Can we do that again? Can we do that again? And it's like, if we put those lenses on as adults of how exciting the little things are, life could be so much easier,
Oh yeah.
you know? And sometimes I have to remind myself of that. Like, yeah, this might not be awesome, but I get to do it. I don't have to do it. Right? And those kids have 100% taught me that.
Interesting.
So yeah, working with kids with ASD can be challenging, but I wouldn't trade it.
So ASD
Is autism.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And autism shows up in every single form, right? Someone could have autism and you have no idea. And they have social emotional problems, or not problems, social emotional dysregulations, I guess, that they don't have the proper skills to have the conversations that we are able to have, or to do the things that some other people are able to do, right? And it's just coping with these kids and helping them understand what life looks like, right? In a non-judgmental, non-biased way.
Right.
Yeah.
How is this? And so you are in the same time with them, mixed with like a regular classroom, right?
Yeah, so our main goal is to keep them in the class with their peers,
Okay.
right?
How did you get into this? Like, why did you get into that work field?
I had a very good friend in Calgary. He actually had a brother on the spectrum. And this kid's fucking cool. Like, he was always with us. And I was just like, you're integrated and knowledgeable, and you have the social skills, and you were raised right. And that's awesome. And I've met other children on the spectrum who were not. And that's hard to see. And this opportunity came, and now I have the opportunity to make a difference in these kids' life and say, hey, you matter. You are just like me. And I can show you the power that you have. And I did it for 1 week, and I was like, this is great. I love it. Some days are hard.
Yeah.
And that's okay. Everyone has hard days.
Nice.
And I can make the difference that I want to make.
Yeah. I was gonna say that. How does it make you feel to be part of that? Like, do you think about this or not much? Are you able to see, like, the positive impact you have? Like, do you enjoy being able to be part of that?
I love it.
That's powerful. Yeah.
Yeah. Watching the kids grow, and, you know, like one of the children that I worked with, he couldn't even be in the classroom. And by the end of the year, he was fully integrated and had friends and didn't have to go home every day. But not only that, we had his academics down, and he was ahead of everyone in his class. And he knew more than everyone in his class. So yes, this kid's on the spectrum, but he is absolutely brilliant and has the ability to do everything and more that the other kids can. And that's cool. You know, you look back on the last 10 months and it's like, yeah, that happened. We did that.
Yeah.
And yeah, I wouldn't change that.
So what are, just to give a few example on activities you would do? So is it really just you adapt whatever is going on for the kid, or it can be activities that are completely different?
It depends on the child. Sometimes it's completely different. It depends on their ability to do what the class is doing and where they are with their academics. Sometimes it's physically hand over hand teaching them how to write.
Okay.
Right? Yeah. Sometimes it's tactile, Play-Doh, making letters out of that to show them this is how it feels. This is what it looks like. and it's just integrating it that way and what they enjoy. Because once you lose them and they're not enjoying what they're doing, they're not doing it. So it's coming up with the little resources that we're given to make sure that not only are they learning, but they're enjoying it, so they don't step away and, no, I'm done, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. We talked a little bit about social media and stuff and external validation and things like that. How do you think this impacted, because it impacts everybody's differently.
Yeah.
I don't know at what, if you were super young when you got into social media, or when you had your first thing. Like,
I think Instagram came out in grade 6 for me.
I see. Yeah.
Yeah. So my first iPhone was grade 5.
Okay. So what age is that? Because I was I can't.
That's 10, 11.
10, 11. Okay.
Yeah.
So you had a smartphone with Instagram around 10, 11?
Probably 11, 12 with Instagram, yeah.
11, 12. So obviously this is social media, right? There's everything and anything, and
Yeah.
there's good things, there's bad things, like everything in this dating world. How do you think, in your experience, it affected you specifically? I'm going to talk about body image or self-worth, or like you.
Yeah.
For you, how do you think, what kind of like impact early on, or it had on you? That's the first question. Sorry.
Okay. I'm ready. Hit me.
There's a second thing. Shit, it got out of my mind. No, wait. So how it impacted you, and what kind of and then, depending on your answer, like what kind of guidance maybe from you today, looking back on who you were at that moment, do you think, what kind of things would have helped you maybe a little more navigate that world?
Yeah.
If that whole makes sense.
No, it does. I think that it impacted me in a completely negative way. I didn't understand what intuition was, and the validation that I could receive through social media was instant. It was instant gratification. Someone liked this. Someone comment, "Oh, the boy I like, he liked this, and then he texted me about it." That was all the validation that I was getting. And it was addictive. So for me, it got super toxic, to be completely honest, very fast. And I saw, now looking back, all my friends as well. But in my own mindset at that age, it was completely triggering. Because
triggering in a sense
of, I would see girls on social media, and this was probably like 14, 15 years old. She looks like that, why don't I? Now I need to change who I am. Now I need to edit my pictures, and I need to put a certain filter, and I need to not look like I do to get the validation that I deserve. So not only am I reaching for toxic validation, I'm also changing my appearance for that. And looking back, like, that's heartbreaking, because I didn't believe in who I was. And the only way that anyone was going to like me is if my skin was perfectly clear and my waist was small, you know?
Yeah. Where do you think, that's exactly what when I was saying, like, we're growing up looking for, like, people are telling us, like, or validating what we do. I mean, that's exactly what I mean, because where else would be that thing of, we see something and we feel like we need to match, we need to conform. It's something I'm trying to think, like, where does that need to conform to
society's perspective of what we're supposed to be.
Yeah.
Right? But I think
especially
it's in your upbringing.
Kid. Yeah.
It's what your parents tell you need to be. It's not having the proper validation and constant reassurance. If you don't have that in your parents, you don't have that. And sometimes I did and sometimes I didn't. And finally, social media gave it to me. Right? And
So you feel it was really just that, like really just that the most thing was the, because it was giving you that validation.
I think so, looking back.
Yeah.
I for sure do, yeah. And it wasn't to show, like now you can look at it as you showcase, like, yes, it is a highlight reel, 100%. And you see all people's good sides.
Yeah.
Or you can honor that and say, they're enjoying life in this moment and they want to share that. It's how you have your perspective and look on it.
100%. Yeah.
Right? I was at the lake last weekend with my friends and I wanted to share that. I was enjoying myself. I'm not saying that I am not present with my friends, because after I shared that, the phone was down and the next 8 hours was with them. But someone else could look at that and say, obviously she had to share this and she wasn't present. Maybe they're not capable of being present.
Yeah.
Right? And that's a mind shift thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. You're touching the thing of like being bothered by what other people think about the thing we do.
Yeah, that's just perspective-wise, which is a whole nother
massive
conversation.
No, for sure. We'll get a little bit on that, definitely.
Yeah.
But how do you think? Because I think it's amplified. There's also, things on the identity and navigating the world as a man and as a woman is, I think, two different worlds completely separate. And there's also a spectrum of different genders that goes into this. But so not to necessarily compare, but to have your perspective, because I think it's even more. I think women are even more touched by the fact that they need to not necessarily get the validation, but I feel like today there's a lot of unfortunately a lot of how the value of a woman is perceived. It's going to be a lot attached to that.
Oh gosh, yeah, and women are looking for constant reassurance in that.
Yeah. Constantly. So, and I think it's it's tied on all kind of things. It's not one's fault, because it's all humans that are creating a system, and maybe this is an effect of a cause by something else, and it all goes together. So it's never just like, oh, this is a problem, this is a problem. It's more like, how do we improve this? Yeah. And what kind of thing we can do together as a society, so that maybe people are finding this more within 100%. instead of outside. So getting back to one of the first questions, sorry, sometimes as well my brain is getting everywhere.
You're allowed to go on tangents. It's your podcast, your world. I'm just living in it.
Is how now do you think, if you dive back in the mind of your 12-year-old and who you are today, like what kind of thing you would tell her, your younger self, or how do you think you could approach this thing of you're young, suddenly it's a door to the universe, the world, and like there's everything, and like it's too much information. It's like, how would you don't have to have an opinion, but I'm curious to see what would you do or say to that person to just like help her navigate this crazy world that is already crazy for us as adults. Yeah. Like I can't imagine fucking 10 years old, or you're like 12, and even now it's probably even like younger, like you know what I mean?
Now my 9-year-old sister had a phone, like.
Yeah. What do you think?
Well, even in the perspective of my one sister now in Kelowna, she's 11, and I just make it such a point of like, you are beautiful the way you are. You do not need to shift any part of you. Yeah. Right? And she even comes downstairs like, is this okay? Is this okay? Like, do you like this dress? Do you like it? What do you think? Yeah. What does your opinion matters on yourself? It doesn't matter what I think about you. What if I told you I hated the dress, but you loved it? Are you going to go change? I hope not, because your opinion matters more than mine does. And I wish my 12-year-old self could see that, because I'm still guilty of it now. If someone is like, why would you do that? Why would you wear that? Why would you say that? Well, I'm going to take that into account And you're right. Your opinion matters more than my opinion. But I need to remind myself that no, I'm stuck with me all my life. And if you don't care what I do and what I say, like, I'm not stuck with you.
Yeah.
You're not in my life. If I don't want you to be in my life and you don't have the same beliefs as me, then sorry. So going back 12 years old, I wish that I could say that you are enough and what you think is right. And unless it's completely left field, then get it together. Like if I'm doing something completely wrong and someone tells me, then fair enough.
Yeah.
Right? But
Yeah.
if I think my dress is beautiful, then my dress is beautiful.
Yeah, for sure.
Right?
Yeah.
And I don't need someone to comment on my photo telling me.
100%.
Yeah. And I remember going back, even like posting a picture when I was 15 and my one friend texted me. And I remember so vividly, like, why would you post that? You don't look good in that. And it was...
Oh, a friend texted
yeah,
you
a
to
friend
tell you
texted me
that?
after
Yeah,
I posted a
see.
photo. And
Yeah.
instantly deleted it. Played it back. Who saw it? Who liked it? Who showed who? Who screenshotted it? Did they see this? Did they think this? And the fact that that still sticks with me and those opinions still mattered,
Yeah.
I don't talk to one of those people. Not one of them is in my life. I'm still here. And if I liked it, I should have kept it.
Yeah.
Right? So
Yeah.
I just wish I would have believed in myself. But made me who I am. I wouldn't change it. But it would have been a hell of a lot easier. Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe sometimes I think people go through things so that they can transmit it, they can teach it, why they and the impact it had on them. The fact that you went through things, like it made you a certain way today, so that you can actually have that kind of speech to somebody that will need it and
100%.
have it when you need it and you didn't have it. You know, it's that kind of, that's how we evolve as a
Yep.
as a species, right? Because we don't know, and especially at that moment, like you're just like discovering yourself, building yourself. You're looking at the world. People tell you things. You think things. It's just like such a moment where it's and kids and teenagers are cruel, and like there's
Teenagers
it's such
suck.
yeah, it's such a crazy.
They're wild.
Yeah.
But they have to go through what they're going through. Like I look at my brother is going on 15 and I look at him and it's like, okay, buddy, you need to do what you're doing right now. And that's making who you are so much stronger down the road.
Yeah.
And I believe he will be. You know, I look at my other brother and it's, this is who you believe you are now. Come talk to me in 10 years. Because if you talk to me at 12 years old, I would say that I would ask you what you think of me.
Yeah.
I would say, no, what
for
do you
sure.
think?
No, yeah, for
Right?
sure. Yeah.
Because that's the only opinion that matters, is everyone else's. No.
Yeah. Such a massive thing, right? I mean, you build your identity as well through these moments.
Every single moment shapes you. It's just how you
Yeah.
allow it to shape you,
Mm-hmm.
right? You go something through something completely negative and, okay, now life sucks. That was a bad day. I'm going to press snooze tomorrow, right? I had a bad day. I'm going to let that affect the rest of my week. Or I get up at 3:30 and I meditate and I journal and I learn from it and I don't let it happen again. Like it comes down to what you pick to do.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
what I choose my opinion is for that day. But
Yeah.
it's hard to see it that way because some days I will hit snooze.
Yeah, no, and that's fine. That's part of the thing. Like today, I think, because this is kind of it enters also in the discipline, right? Like how disciplined are you, and how it goes as well with how intentional in your day. Like you were talking about your journaling. So when you do this and you set your intention for the day, that's already you stepping toward. I decide kind of almost like how I'm going to approach this
100%.
day instead of accept everything and take everything is going to happen. So that there's discipline, but what's interesting with discipline is to not be the slave of your discipline as well. And this is where it gets more of like an art, because because on social media there's a lot of things about like discipline,
Yeah.
and while indeed like you need discipline, otherwise you'll you'll never be able to do or achieve a lot of things. But the thing is, you can't. It's glamorized like it will do everything for you if you're disciplined. That's it.
Yeah.
You're done. You're good. Everything is kind of like set, and your life will be completely a success, and all that stuff. And yes, it's a foundation of things, but then there's so much more to life than just like follow the same protocol day in and day out mindlessly for the rest of your days. There's sometimes you
100%.
need to be able to then
Yeah.
when to like stop or take a day off or do something else,
And that's,
be
yeah.
spontaneous on things, and it's finding the balance between
The balance is
between these
key.
things.
That's my big, well, I'm still working on that.
Yeah, oh yeah, like everybody, like I don't
100%. It's
think, yeah,
it's harder than it looks, because once you're in your routine and you feel good and you're seeing results and you're happy with yourself, why would you come out of that?
yeah,
But that's toxic. I believe that's toxic, because you look at me a couple years ago, I would be in my routine and no, I can't do that. I can't stray away from this. And then a year after that, I was off the rails. I was wild. I was doing anything and everything I wanted because I was out of my disciplined routine, and I didn't give myself the balance. I was all or nothing, one way or the other.
yeah,
So it was snoozing, not going to the gym, drinking, and binge eating, and not caring about how I felt.
right,
But now I'm trying to find the balance in life of, okay, we can go to the lake on the weekends and have a couple drinks and then get back Monday. You know, we can go paddleboarding on Tuesday and have fun and still stay in routine and still eat healthy.
yeah,
That's hard. It's a hard mind shift to make, 100%. But once you find that and you find the people that you can surround yourself that want to do that with you, it's a game changer,
yeah,
100%.
totally.
But if you don't have the people, once again, if you don't have the people supporting you, it's almost impossible to do.
The environment is
Yeah.
so important for
Yeah.
that.
And you get to choose your environment.
Yeah.
I learned that the hard way, 100%. But now I have good people in my corner, so
Yeah. It's important what you just said, like it's very important, like you get to choose, you can choose. It's like you're actually in control of almost everything. You're
Yeah.
just attached to who you think you are, your environment, your job, all these things. You think you're only like the slave of like the things that are in your life, but you can choose like just like that
yeah.
to wipe everything, and if you feel like it's not working, but yeah, like you said, the environment, the people around you are
It's everything.
extremely important. Yeah.
Yeah. And I have people around me that understand when I'm going through a season, and sometimes that season's a little darker, and that's okay,
Yeah.
because they have dark seasons too, and they know that they can pick me up because I'll do the same when they're going through that.
Yeah.
And we're not all going to be on the same season. You know, we're not walking on the same path, and that's okay. But if we're enjoying life and doing the things that we love and doing the things that make us feel good, and we're doing that together, a season's going to be a whole lot brighter,
Yeah. Oh, totally.
right? It's just,
Yeah.
if you don't have people walking through that with you, you don't have much.
No, 100%. You talked about, so you talked about beach eating. Do you remember, did you have like do you remember how did you start to
Yeah.
have like some eating disorder and things like that?
Yep. So my dad passed away when I was 17. And after that, it was completely a way of control for me. And I was diagnosed with anorexia. So not eating at all.
Let's see.
People would put food in front of me and be like, no, this is my control. I don't have to eat that because I decided. And that was the only thing in my life that I could control. I went to Western University for a year, and I told everyone I was vegan. I did not want to be vegan. I did not have any morals around it or beliefs around it or even a good opinion on why I was. I just was.
Yeah.
Because I didn't have to eat half the things that everyone else was eating. and it was an easy out for me.
I see. Yeah.
But then finally that turned into me dropping out of school. I didn't have the brain power or the food giving me any nutrients to do any work. I was drinking and not eating. It was not healthy.
At this moment, did you have any, sorry to cut you. At this moment, did you have any support system or not at all? Like anything to...
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I had family back in Calgary that were supportive, and I had support, but I didn't want it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I still wanted to be in control. So I actually came back to Calgary, was put in an eating disorder clinic. And once I left university and everyone stayed at university, no one was looking at me. Opinions didn't matter. I could gain weight.
Yeah.
I had 4 months until they got home. So what happens if I gain a couple pounds and then I'll lose it again? I'll stop eating. It's fine. I can finally eat. But I was so restrictive that now that I was allowing myself to eat, I was eating everything. And it was under the sun making myself sick. You know, I couldn't control any of my environment in that, and I didn't care. So I went from 120 pounds to 160 pounds. And now everyone's home for the summer. Now I need to starve myself again. And it was just such an awful, what you call that? An awful cycle, yeah. Of back and forth. And it took me a long time to get out of that. A long time.
So what helped you getting back into a more... So this was, you're saying this was associated with the fact that you wanted more control.
More control.
To what happened.
Yeah.
And so do you think the process of did you do what led you to getting better? Was it like one thing, or did you get through like also a process of like grieving and process of self
there was a lot of grieving with it for sure. It was right before COVID, actually. It was one of my friends' birthdays, and I was crying in my closet. Nothing fit. None of my clothes. I couldn't wear one pair of jeans. The only thing that fit me were my one bigger size of leggings because I bought them to fit my body. And I don't know what she would have been, my baby sister, 16-year-old at the time, came in and she's like, why are you crying? Like, what can I do? What is wrong? And I'm like, nothing fits me. Like, I'm too fat. I'm too big. That triggered me. And I realized now my sister has watched me gain this much weight, lose this much weight, hate myself this way, hate myself that way, push myself in the gym. She just wanted her big sister. She just wanted to say, hey, can we go do this together? But everything was always revolved around food for me. And now she was old enough to see it. And I remember her sitting down and she's like, it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. And I look at her and I'm like, that's not your job. Your job's not to tell me it's going to be okay. That's my job to tell you. I'm your big sister. You are not my big sister. And COVID hit and I actually moved back to Vernon during the time. And it was my stepmom that was like, do you want to just get healthy? I was like, sure. What does that look like? And I don't know how old they would have been, 10, 12-year-old brother started working out with us. And no one was watching us. No one had to see me every day. I was wearing a mask. It didn't matter what I looked like. I knew no one in Vernon. I was out of the environment that I was in. And all of a sudden I have someone pushing me. So that was my first gym buddy pushing me, to be a better human, not only physically, but mentally. And she was doing all the things with me to help me grow without me knowing, right? She's like, I want to work out. Want to work out with me? Not, we're going to work out. We're going to do this. And then it turned into every day. And then I started eating more in a healthy way, because I was hungry from working out and I didn't think about it. And then the gyms opened back up and I started working out aggressively. So I was like, oh, now people are watching me. Now I know people in Vernon. They can see me do this, right? They're giving me compliments like, you look so good. And it's like, watch me do more. Like, I can look really good. Like, idiot. Like, it doesn't work like that. But in my head, it did. And then finally, I actually went up to Wendy, who is now my boss, and I didn't know her. I knew of her. I knew she was a trainer. That's about all I had going for me. I started crying and I was like, I have an eating disorder and I need your help.
What made you choose her? Was it intuition? Did you just like feel good
100%
around her?
intuition.
Yeah.
I just saw her in the gym every morning and there was something about her. She had such a light and aura to her that I was like, yep, you are safe. And there's people that I just click and instantly feel safe with, and she was one of them. And something told me I could trust her. And thank God I did, because she saved me 100%. And little by little, we upped my calories, and little by little, we took out my cardio. And now I don't need to do cardio. I don't need to work out every day. I eat a shit ton of food. You know, I'm a completely different person in that aspect, that I don't have fear of food. I don't have fear around not working out. I can go enjoy little things with my friends. I can go have a couple of drinks and not wake up with guilt and shame the next day. And that's huge. Yeah.
Interesting. So in your case, and I think probably for a lot of people, if you have like an eating disorder, if you have that kind of things, like going toward like a coach or a mentor that does like nutrition and that can direct like nutrition and coaching is big help, big time.
Super helpful. Some girls need more than that. Some girls need to go to the hospital and girls and guys, men and women. I shouldn't say just women from my perspective. They need more, and they need to go to a proper clinic and doctors and get right help. But some people just aren't eating enough. Right? And some people are eating too much and stuck in the cycle of binge restrict. And that's my main goal, is to help people like that. You know, to say, you know, you can go have fun on the weekends and then you can come back, but you don't have to go drink 16 drinks every weekend. You can go have one or two and enjoy yourself. Some people don't understand that. Some people they can't grasp the idea, and I was one of them, of not being blackout drunk on the weekends. You know, and just completely giving your all. And, well, now that I'm drinking, I'm going to eat everything. I'm going to have the pizza. Well, you don't have to have the whole pizza. You can have one slice of pizza and enjoy it. Right? It's finding that balance and finding what works for you, and having someone support you through that to say, what do you need from me? And that's who Wendy was for me. Because I would text her when I was out on the weekends. Can I have another drink? She's like, you're present with yourself. Be present with yourself and trust yourself. And that's the biggest thing for me, like helping people gain the trust back in themselves. It's amazing.
The trust and I guess also how do you see things, like the judgment you have about certain things in yourself. I feel like sometimes that thing of like all or nothing goes a lot with like, I'm doing this, for example, I have a drink and having a drink is not good, but now that I've done it, like I'm fucked, like let's just
100%.
It's a lot of it, just like how do you judge all the things you do, and that create, you have that image of like, oh, if I do this, I betrayed myself, or this and that. There's so much just on like how you perceive things.
You have to be able to shift your perspective to trust what you're doing. And if you have goals, awesome. Let's work towards those goals. You can hit them in 2 weeks, or you can hit them in 3 and enjoy your life. You know? And it takes a long time.
So how long did it take from the moment you reached out for a coach? She made a program for you, nutrition and exercising, probably. How long did it take you to get back into some kind of regular, I mean, maybe right away, because you probably started that right away.
It was pretty instant.
Yeah,
because I had someone watching me and knowing what I was doing. And I honestly wanted to show her that I could do it. But I wanted to show myself. And I was using her as a mechanism of, look, I can do this.
For sure.
But I just wanted to prove to myself that I could do it, right? Which most people do. And even like me at the gym, I like working out with someone because I like their support, right? I know I can go do it, but it's easier when you have someone that's there to help you through all the things, through all the thoughts. And
Totally. Yeah. It's the accountability that it gives you.
yeah.
Coaches, like, this is probably the biggest thing. I mean, there's two things, right? The knowledge, but the second biggest thing is the accountability that it gives you
100%.
to be able to do these things.
Right?
Yeah, totally.
And I don't want all my clients to be like 100% all the time. Some of my clients are like, oh, a struggle this week is I had 2 drinks. And I respond, no, that's a win.
Mm-hmm.
You had 2 drinks and you stayed on your meal plan.
Yeah.
Like, that should be in the win column.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Totally.
That's not a bad thing. Don't be upset. I'm not judging you for that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited for you.
Yeah.
You know, that just goes to show you're growing, and to help people grow and become who they want and feel good about themselves. That's all I want.
Yeah.
You know, I don't need you to be 24/7 in the gym. That's not my goal.
Mm-hmm.
My goal is balance.
Yeah. So yeah, let's get into, because I was got back to my mind. You started to work now with her.
Yeah.
And you're starting to coach some people. So what is you're focusing on that, like helping people nutrition and exercising, and more on the mental aspect also of wellness.
Yeah, it all comes with
and things
mindset,
like that?
right?
Yeah.
It's all integrated as one. So it's nutrition and training programs.
Mm-hmm.
So I have my personal training certification and then my health and nutrition.
Yeah.
But you can't do all that without helping them find what they want in their mindset, right? And seeing the trajectory they want their life to look like. I love asking them, like, what do you see in 3 months from now? If you could picture a perfect you in 3 months from now, what would it look like? In 10 months from now? In a year from now? Okay, how long is it going to take us to get there, and what are you willing to do? You know? Because I don't want to take...
Everything.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, go! I'm never leaving the gym. That's when I come and drag your ass out of there.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it's...
So that's the kind of what is your goal as this is more to like being able to help and inspire people getting better a little bit as you did.
Yeah, 100%. Like having a fit and healthy lifestyle, but not where it completely controls your life.
Yeah.
Not, like you said, where that discipline is your only control mechanism, and that's all that you're focused on. Yes, I want you to have discipline, and I want you to have the control, and I want you to know what a healthy lifestyle is, because everything in your life will change that in that regard. But I also want you to know what makes your heart happy. You know, what brings you joy? What brings you life? And sometimes I have to ask myself, like, what is one little thing that could bring me joy today? Go do that. Yeah. If it's doing that instead of the gym, pick the thing that's going to bring you joy. You have the gym tomorrow. You still have that healthy lifestyle. And that's what I want to teach people. Like, I will give you those goals and I will show you how to get there. But you also have to trust yourself. And you have to say, I'm going to bring myself joy today.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. It's really important, because if you don't, I mean, this is something that comes back often in these things, is like, if you don't do here and there things that actually bring you happiness, for 100%. What are you even healthy for?
Yeah.
You know?
What's the reason?
That's the thing.
Why do you want to extend your lifespan? For what do you to be in the gym some more? Awesome.
Which, I mean, it can be like, but it's more about having the self-awareness of what do I like, and maybe if what makes me happy is spending my whole day in the gym, then that's fine. But having first the thing of like, what makes me feel alive?
100%.
Why am I here for? What the hell is going on? Like, what do I want to do with
if
with
you have
this?
to look around and ask yourself, why am I here? Then get out. Go do something that brings you joy, you know?
Probably, yeah.
And like, yes, you have to have that discipline. I get it. But you don't have to have it every day. My 5 a.m.s, they bring me joy, going to the gym at 5 a.m. and seeing my people, you know? And just having those little conversations with the people that I love and that I've made those relationships with, that is a part of my joy.
Yeah.
It's not the physical workout. It's the love and support that I'm provided with every single morning of like, hey, you showed up. Good for you. Yes, it's external validation, but I'm also working on a better me. And I'll give it right back to them. You know?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
100%. The gym brings me joy. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's because of the people that are in it. Yeah.
Interesting. So what would be the ideal people you would work with? Do you have any do you want to like specialize into a certain type of like just women or just
I
anybody?
have both male and female clients now, which is great. I think working with women that are struggling to know their purpose and know who they are and find the balance in their lifestyle, that's my biggest goal. You know, to work with women that just need that extra push to say, you're completely capable. You can do what you want to do, whatever you set your mind to, and I'm here to support you through that. I don't want to work with people all my life. I don't want to have them for 10 years. I want to be able to work with people and teach them tactics, to
to like a Kickstarter to get on the...
I don't know why I lost my train of thought there, but yes, that. To be able to live their own life without the support of me.
Yeah.
A life that they're proud and happy with. A life that brings them joy, but is still healthy and that they feel good about. Right? Because how cool is that? I don't have a trainer anymore because I trust myself.
Yeah.
I trust what I'm doing. You know, I don't need to ask for the validation of, can I have that extra drink right now? You know, some days I will have a couple more drinks than maybe I should, but I'm enjoying myself.
Yeah.
And that's okay. And I don't wake up with the guilt and shame like I would have. But it's teaching people how to be present within your thoughts and then coming back around the next day and saying, okay, now let's go. Right? It's not an easy thing to do.
No, yeah.
It's not an easy thing to learn by yourself. I know that because I was 100% incapable of learning it by myself.
Right. I mean, we're not helped also. We live in a world where we're just like pulled apart from our own thought and sitting with ourselves and just thinking by yourself. Right? Live in a world where with constant notification. What was the word I was looking for? Everybody's trying to catch your attention and to bring you into something, to talk into something. It's fast paced. It's just like work. It's the hustle
which is so
culture.
glamorized. Like,
yeah.
Oh, it's nonstop for you. Good for you.
Yeah.
Like, you're up at 5. Like, no, sometimes it sucks. It's not always a good thing. Sometimes you need to listen to your body and sleep
100%.
in.
It's not even to me. Well, I'm somebody that has pretty extreme, not opinions on things, but way to see things, and it's like this, or the things we're in right now, and the society we're in, and this hustle culture it's not that it's good or bad. It's one thing among millions of other ways we could actually live.
Yeah.
Like, and it's just taking it for what it is. You know, it's so when you're into an environment, it's so easy to be just like, oh yeah, this is it, and working 40 hours a week, this is normal. And doing and eating 3 meals instead of 2, instead of 1, instead of 6 a day, this is normal. There's no one way to do things.
Yep.
There's no we're accepting these things, but it's literally understanding that it's one day a group of people decided, okay, the 40 hours a week work, it's going to be this, and then everyone, the people followed.
Yeah.
And that guy could have said something else if it would have been something.
Why didn't he say 20 hours?
There's by example, but you know what I mean? Like, it's everything is not, nothing is, it's like, it's one thing that we globally accepted and that we rolled with it, but it could have been something else. 100%. And it could be something else also.
Yep. And
when you start seeing things like this and you start like questioning things and and stop like just like buying into everything in this world where everybody's trying to pull apart your intention and
Yes.
your I can't have that word, this not the attention, your attention, your focus, like everything.
It's like we're playing charades. Okay, I'm ready.
Everything. Well, you can't have, like you said, like sitting with yourself and being your own thoughts.
Yeah.
Like today, being with your own thoughts,
Being
it's
present
already
with
a
yourself.
fucking challenge.
100%.
Like people can't like sit still, close your eyes, and just breathe for a second.
Yeah.
Assess your life if you want to, but just doing this is already so hard because there's so many things that we have to do. You have to do this, you have to do that.
Yeah, I always have something on my mind. If I could be doing this, I can't lay down. I can't have a nap. I can't take time for myself.
Yeah.
I have laundry to do. I have dishes to do. It's like, no,
Yeah.
they can wait.
Sometimes, yeah. That's and that's good to be. And all that to say, sorry, I went into these things, but all that to say that sometimes like doing, sometimes not doing something, like just existing, is actually already something. It's this thing we're living in right now that told you, that lied to you, that like if you're not productive today, if you're not doing something towards something, it's a waste, or it's not good, or but because 100%. We can't perceive the impact that it has, the positive impact it has to be able to be alone, to be able to be with yourself, to be able to collect everything that's going on in your mind, and so that then you can be into action, into things. The thing is, like today it's all like go, but how we're working as humans is that stop, think, collect, now go, stop, assess what's going on, collect, calm, go, calm, and
which I would argue for most of the population, that's harder to do.
Yeah.
To just exist and to be present with yourself, then go is definitely more difficult for most people.
Yeah.
You talk to anyone and you say, have you just allowed yourself to breathe? Why would I do that?
Yeah.
You know, like,
why would I enjoy it?
Yeah, you're right. Why would you take a second for yourself?
Yeah.
Like, it's silly.
Yeah, oh yeah.
But totally. I'm guilty of it.
Yeah.
Right? And we all fall under that, but how do we change that?
I mean, I know that me personally, it's something that I like try hard. I mean, not try hard. I like naturally now like embody these things. I was like, I'm gonna, like, just by doing that kind of thing, like sometimes it's good to just exist.
Yeah.
And observe what's going on, and just like take a day when you can, right? But even if it's small moments, the ripple effect of tuning in is massive. It can realign yourself with what you need to do. Like when you're in constant, I still don't have that word. Stimulation. I got it. Constant stimulation. Attaboy. That's the thing. We're today in constant stimulation.
Yes.
It's like that we're not even capable of just like stopping and relaxing and just observing things. I can't, I wouldn't have think that like years back. Now I have profound pleasure in simply like sitting in the creek or somewhere where there's nobody and just like observing things.
Yeah. Just
like
being
just
with yourself
like
and being
forest,
with your
tree,
thoughts.
or things, and just a walk, or just like with nothing.
Yeah.
It's just like you can find like joy into this because it gives you peace, and then it just gives you a ground where then you're gonna be able to just like take an action or do something,
100%.
but from a place of peace and not like
I gotta go.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's something we need.
You've just created that habit, right?
Yeah.
You've made it a habit in your life, which is incredible. I'm still working towards that. I went out on my paddleboard the other day without anything. I lasted an hour. I'm like, okay.
Which is still good.
Now what? Now I need to go. Now I have this. Now I have that, right? Like I still had those back burner thoughts of everything I could have been doing. But I was there by myself, without a phone, without anything there, without a notebook, without just me.
Mm-hmm.
That was difficult. You know, but those kind of things, those are routines in your life, and that's huge.
Mm-hmm.
So it's getting there, and it's pushing people to do that as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Existing is already one thing that sometimes crossed my mind, which again is pretty weird, but it's like
we don't necessarily recall I don't recall personally, oh, I want to live, by example. I
Yeah.
want to have a life.
Sure.
Some people can, whatever, there's all kind of different things. But it's like, since I didn't, or I don't recall choosing to be here, now to be here, I'm at least going to choose what's going to happen and what's going on.
Yeah, you're choosing
Like, you're
your
not going to
environment.
bring me here and just then tell me and then expecting me, like, Robin, you need to do this. You
Yeah.
need to do that. You're this. You're that. Like,
Yeah.
like, who are you?
I'm not just going to succumb
like,
to everything that you were telling me.
yeah.
I am my own person.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
It's regaining control, but I think, well, yeah, one of the challenge, like, for the future and also for younger generation is really, and something that I'm like passionate about, is really being able to, how do you make people understand that they are in control, like, to get back the control of everything of your life, that you're just like have the fear and the attachment of everything and how it's going to be perceived and stuff, but you can choose to do, and you can do anything. And it's just like replacing I can't with maybe I'm not ready to handle the consequences of this, but I can.
but
Like,
I can.
I can right now, I can leave everything and just run in that fucking mountain with nothing and just try to live there. Maybe I'll die 2 weeks later, or 3 months or 6 months, but I can do it. It's extreme. I don't want to, but I can.
I can. If I push
can-
myself.
You can do anything. And that's the thing that I just like, sometimes it hurts me to see people that are a complete victim of slave of their own cage
mind.
they put themselves into. And I think the people that can see through this, we need to just like kind of show like, hey, it's possible that you can do what the hell you want. Like, you can do anything. And yeah,
100%.
it's I just get fired up with these.
I was going to say, he's passionate about that one. Everyone do what you want. You're in control of your life.
It's big. I think it's a big thing. And fitness and nutrition, these are like the first layers of that, right? Because
Right.
you take control back of this, and then you see the positive impact that it has
Yeah.
on you, and then you're like, holy shit, how many guys, well, women as well, but I saw it more in guys when I coached CrossFit for years, and many times I've seen guys coming in, more back home, but I have a few examples in mind, but like very low self-worth, very low self-esteem, shy, don't know much about anything, just like, not know much about anything, just like very
Working
shy.
out
And
wise.
just, and then a year later of just starting exercising and gaining some muscles and stuff, with the impact that gaining self-worth and self-esteem by just like fucking working out, the impact on the life that it had, insane. And then changed job, and then
It's
this,
like
and
watching,
then you talk, and then blah, blah, blah.
It's watching the confidence grow, and it's like,
Yeah.
you could have done it a long time ago. You needed to believe in yourself, and then you gave something to yourself that you choose to show up to do this.
Yeah.
No one's paying you to do this. No one's asking you to do this. You're telling yourself you can do this.
Yeah.
Which is pretty fucking cool.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
totally.
You're choosing to better yourself every single day,
Yeah.
and you're seeing the changes within that, and it's like, oh, I can do this. And once you did that, like you said, it all changes. I can change my job. I can change my eating habits. I can change my social network. I can change the people that are around me, the people that I surround myself with. Like the impact of just the little things is everything.
Yeah.
Right? You just have to make that one step. It's like, okay, go. You can do that.
Yeah.
We're not asking you to go live on a mountain.
True.
Okay?
And if you need, like, just ask around. Like, there's a lot of coach and stuff that you can find. Finding a coach is a very good thing, because it starts giving you the accountability of it. Like, you don't have the choice anymore. Kind of, you don't have the choice anymore. You just like set yourself up for success.
Yeah, and you have the help and you have the leeway of everything, right?
Yeah.
You don't have to come up with everything on your own. When I started working out, I didn't know what a squat was. I knew what a squat was. I didn't know how to squat.
Yeah.
I had no clue.
Sure. Oh, for sure.
I didn't know how to do a proper bicep curl. Like I was a little cardio bunny. I was like, what's a weight?
Yeah.
What do you mean I have
And if
to?
nobody teaches you how to do it, you can't. Like,
Yeah.
if you can't, unless babies, right? Because a lot of babies are very young kid that's gonna like squat down is gonna be almost in a perfect squat position.
You watch any
because
children's
they
forum,
have
running, squatting, and follow the kids.
yeah.
Yeah.
But most people and adults and whatever, like if you don't nobody teaches you how to do an exercise properly, like you don't know, and it's
Yeah.
normal. Like we were not born, I mean, we're able to do it, but then we don't know anymore. And
Yeah,
like
once
you
we
can
evolve.
see, you ask any adult that doesn't exercise do a squat, like it's terrible and it's normal.
Mm-hmm.
So you need guidance. You need somebody that at least teaches you how to
Absolutely.
do movements.
Yeah.
Because otherwise you can waste, and especially without coach, without no teaching, and you just go in like a
Blind.
global gym or whatever, you can waste years
100%.
I've seen it. You can literally waste years just doing things that
Yeah, and you can hurt yourself.
as
Everybody.
well.
Yeah.
But I find it even more terrible because like I hurt myself, injured myself. Fuck, I did something
Yeah.
wrong. I know I have the direct things, but I find it terrible that you can spend like a year or two in gym and like having no results.
No results.
Just because not even knowing that what you do is totally irrelevant, or that kind of.
That was me.
kind of
I was
thing.
in a gym for a year. I was in Fitness West,
Mm-hmm.
running, and I was losing weight. I was skinny fat. There was no muscle to me, right? I was like lifting my 5-pound weights, my 10-pound weights. I'm like, yeah, this is it. No, like you have to trust yourself, and you're women and men, but we're fucking strong.
Oh yeah, 100%.
You
Way more
know?
than we think, yeah.
And there's a lot of women that are out there that are like, I can't lift a weight. No, you're strong.
Yeah.
And lifting weights completely empowers you and builds that confidence.
Yeah.
Right? Like I have seen so many women start lifting and being like, I am strong. Not only am I strong physically, but I'm strong mentally. I'm pushing myself to do this. And now all of a sudden I am lifting more than my body weight. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, totally.
And to watch people grow through that and to teach them those skills and to show them that they have that mental power and that mental strength,
100%.
like that's what I want to do.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, weight is wildly underrated. Probably more in the women side, but it's super important, even more for women. To do heavy weights, and I mean there's heavy and heavy, but to do weights is what do you think? Do you find in your circle or more on the women's side that women are like quote unquote more scared of weights? Like, is it still something
absolutely.
going on? Yeah.
A lot of my friends, I even hear them say like, I want to lift weights, but I don't want to be too bulky.
Yeah.
Babe, it's going to take you a long time to get bulky. Like, I've been trying to bulk for 5 months and it's not working. So it's going to take you a long time. Okay. Like we are putting our best efforts in. So if you think you're going to get bulky overnight, like I hate to break it to you, you're not. And if you do, you can teach me. But yeah, it's a stereotype too, right? I see men lifting weights and look at their muscles, and that's how they got them was from the weights. So if I start lifting weights, I'm going to get big muscles like a man. Well, first of all, you don't have the same genetic makeup as a man, so it's not going to happen like that. Second of all, you're going to have to slowly go into it and see how your body feels and reacts, and then build up your weight. And by that time, you'll see the shifts in your body and want to do more because you won't have the bulking aspect to it.
Yeah.
Until you come to me and say, hey, I want to bulk. I'll be like, I told you so. Just saying, you know?
And it's one way to tie it also into that, I was going to say body image, but not body image, but self-worth and trusting yourself and intuition and all these things like are tied in the same thing. And suddenly you're like, oh shit, like I can actually lift weight. Maybe I'm not just like this small person, like the society told me that I couldn't do this or that,
I'm
or
not just a runner.
Yeah, by example.
Now I'm more than just running 10K because that was me. I was running 10K a day, and that's what I was proud of.
Oh wow, yeah.
I don't think I can make it 6K, and that's okay. And I'm proud of that because I know the weight I can lift and the strength that gives me.
Yeah.
Where running, and some people love running, and I 100%, if that's your thing, like go for it.
Yeah.
It depleted me, and it just wasn't for me.
Yeah.
And now that I've changed trajectories on how I work out, my body composition is 100% different. I'm holding on to muscle. I'm eating properly. Like I said, eating a lot.
So what is your, if we get a little bit into that, what is your current diet, if you can share?
Good. Yeah.
Or I mean, if you have a plan on it. If you don't
No,
know,
I
but if you
can.
have
It's
a
just
plan,
so much food.
and your workout week, how does that look like? Let's start with the diet.
Diet is
How many calories a day do you have?
3,500.
Oh, yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah, I'm breaking it up. 3,500, some days 4,000. Depends on how I feel. If I do cardio that day, it's 4,000, just because I need to replenish my body, and I've worked up to that, right? My grocery bill doesn't like it very much. My credit card says no, but it's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's 6 or 7 meals a day.
Wow.
250 grams of protein a day. Over, I think, 350 grams of carbs, maybe 400 grams of carbs, and then 80 grams of fat.
Nice.
80, 90. Yeah, it's a lot of
You
food.
gotta feed the beast.
Feed the beast. Yeah, don't let her get hangry. Don't let her get hangry. It's not fun.
Yeah, you're angry when you're hungry. You're hungry.
Hangry.
Hangry.
Yeah, it's a little bit of both.
Well, that's a good. Do you meal prep?
Yeah, I do all my meal preps on Sunday. So now that I'm not working, obviously it's summer, so I'm not going to school every day.
Yeah.
I just do bulk prep. So I'll bulk prep chicken, rice, sweet potatoes, beef, have all my veggies cut up so I can make a salad, I can make a stir fry. I have my protein ready to go. I pre-cook like a bunch of pasta, so I have that on hand, oatmeal, like everything's there.
Yeah.
And I can't say no. If I don't do that, it's so much harder for me.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm not cooking a frozen chicken breast right now. That sounds awful. Why would I want to do that?
Yeah.
But if it's on hand, ready to go, it's easy. And now it's routine, right?
Yeah. Especially with that volume of meals. So,
Oh, yeah.
like, it would be insane to just do day by day.
It would be impossible.
Yeah.
I would that would bring me no joy.
Mm-hmm.
And Sundays, it's 2 hours a day. It's not an hour and a half, 2 hours. I turn on a podcast, I listen, and I cook.
Mm-hmm.
And it's good me time, too.
Yeah.
You know? And it's a part of my routine. So,
For sure.
it works.
Nice.
Until, yeah, it works.
Yeah, that's good. And do you have, and so your week is like pretty much the same the whole week?
Eating wise?
Yeah, the days, or you, depending on your training, you're going to have different days, or?
Leg days are usually more food.
Okay.
Just because I'm more depleted.
Mm-hmm.
And then it'll be more food on upper days if I do cardio.
Mm-hmm.
I listen to my body, really.
Yeah.
Some days I track, some days I don't track, because I eat basically the same thing every day.
Yeah.
That, okay, now I went 50 grams. Like, I'll measure my food. I went 50 grams over in rice. I'm hungry. I can go have more. You know, like if I finish a massive meal and I'm like, I'm still hungry, I'm going to go eat. My body's still asking for more.
Yeah.
Right? So it's finding those cues and realizing those hunger cues and what my body's asking for and what I need. That takes time.
Yeah.
Right? It's something that wasn't easy to come. And still some days I try to ignore it because I'm like, no, you don't. No, you don't. You don't need to eat that much. Why would you do that? You're a girl. Girls don't eat this much. Like, I still have those thoughts in the back of my head.
Yeah.
And I have to power through with my intuition and be like, no, this is who you are. You're allowed to do this. You don't have to be skinny. You don't have, like, you know, it's not going to make you fat overnight. You've taught yourself to eat this much. It's going to be okay. And eating disorder thoughts 100% come back into mind. Lots. And you have to surpass that, right?
Yeah.
And working against them sometimes is hard, but you wake up the next day and you're like, oh, I did it. You know, let's do it again. Yeah. Nothing easy. Nothing comes that easy.
Yeah. What is really easy, actually? I was trying to think. Is there really anything easy about life? But nothing easy is with a lot of worth.
Nothing worth it comes easy.
Yeah.
I believe
But
that.
it's kind of otherwise, because we're like, sometimes it sucks, but otherwise what would be the real, like, this game wouldn't have any.
There would be no satisfaction if it was easy.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have that self-validation or external validation if it just came easy.
Yeah.
You wouldn't work for it, so why would you work for it?
Mm-hmm.
It wouldn't matter as much.
Yeah. Nothing would matter.
No, it's so true. Now, oh boy. Now Robin's on a whole new tangent.
No.
Nothing matters. No one matters.
I mean, we do matter, and it depends your perspective on things. Like, if you, in the same time we matter, and in the same time we don't matter. It's just like, but it's
we're just another speck on this planet. But
yeah. And then your training, what does it look like? How do you split your week?
So I'm strength training 5 to 6 times a week. Weekends totally depends on how I feel, what I'm doing. Like I said, I'll pick joy on weekends if that's what it comes to. Mondays back and bicep, Tuesdays glutes, Wednesday is back and core, Thursdays hamstrings and quads, Friday, where are we? Friday is chest and shoulders, and then Saturday will be another leg day. Yeah, if I do it.
I see. Do you keep the same exercises? What is your type of exercises and type of training? Do you train obviously hypertrophy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So usually it's like 2 to 3 compound exercises, and then after that it's mostly accessories of just building the small muscles within. When I say we, me and my workout partner, we usually stick with the same exercises for like 4 or 5 weeks and then change it up.
Yeah.
Sometimes, honestly, we see something on Instagram, we're like, let's try it.
Yeah.
We still have fun. Like, we don't completely hunker down and 1, 2, 3.
For sure.
Because we both understand what we're doing in the gym now. So sometimes we do change it up, but we keep it consistent with what we're doing each day. Yeah.
What's your favorite exercise?
My favorite exercise, shoulder press.
Shoulder press.
Yeah. Love a good shoulder press.
What would be, if you could do just one exercise for the rest of your life, then what would it be? Because you couldn't say the same, because if
burpee.
you can't. Oh, a burpee. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Because it's a little bit of everything,
Good,
it's core, it's
good
upper,
pick.
it's a little cardio.
Good pick.
Like, you got a little, I think it would be, they suck.
Yeah.
But if that's all I could do.
Do you find that they suck?
Not anymore, but at first, when you first
Yeah.
lie like a whale on the ground trying to get yourself back up, it kind of sucks. But once you get the momentum, you're good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people hate burpees. I don't know why. I've always kind of like them.
It's the endorphins that you get after. It's like
and
you're physically pushing your body up to jumping to down to up again to core engagement to muscle engagement in your shoulders to everything, and then I did it. Yeah.
Have you ever done this kind of like challenge where you do either like 1,000 burpees or 500 or like burpees for an hour, stuff like that? Have you ever done any kind of crazy fitness challenge or things like that? Have you ever done that? Well, you need to add that on the list now.
I'm trying to think of. I've never done no. I can solidly say no. I have never done the whole burpee aspect, 1,000 in an hour. I don't think I'd make it through.
You would. It's like if
that's a mental.
That's
a mental power thing. 100%. That's not physical anymore. That is you convincing yourself that you can do it.
For a good cause, you would do it.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
But just for myself, no. Doesn't matter how many workout buddies I have around me. Hate to break it to you, I'm not doing that. Yeah, absolutely not. And everyone else around me would be like, no.
Yeah.
Unless you're there, then I'm SOL and we have to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've done an hour and an hour 15. It was a challenge. It was a long time ago. It was back home. I think it was an hour 15 of burpees. And the thing is, you couldn't stop more than, was it 30 seconds?
Wild.
Which is actually fine. Like to the slowest pace would be you do one burpee every 30 seconds, which is like nothing. It's fine. It's just you couldn't do this.
Yeah.
The goal was to, and you just do like burpees for like an hour 15.
Nuts.
And I didn't do 1,000. It was just under. It was between 900 and 1,000.
Yeah.
But it is just, at some point you just.
Well, it's like running too, though, right? Some people are like, I can't do it. I'm like, but once you hit it and you have that endorphins,
Then
you
the
can run
body's like,
forever and you have the mental power.
Totally.
So it's just the exact same.
Yeah.
And it's teaching yourself and telling yourself that you can instead of I can't, or I get to instead of I have to.
Yeah.
Right?
Totally. Where do you don't have to answer this. Where do you think you're going with this coaching aspect and this and your job as an educational assistant? Like obviously you have like a strong attraction for like assisting and being at the service of helping others.
Mm-hmm. Human connection to me is huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it something, where do you think you're going in the sense, do you think you're going to want to dive fully into personal coaching, or do you even know what would be your ideal, like you were saying just before?
Yeah,
what is
where
your
would I
ideal,
see myself?
But not 3 months, but maybe like 5 years, 10 years. Even though like I hate these questions, I can't believe it. I'm asking this question.
This is rude.
It's like
You're a hypocrite. You're an absolute hypocrite for this one.
Like, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Like I would just hate that somebody asked me this, because I'm like, look, like let me go through today.
Yeah. Let me see if I can get through tomorrow morning.
But more not like where, more like what kind of like direction are you feeling like you're heading? Again, you don't have to have an opinion, but
honestly, I would love to do training.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to go back to school for teaching. I have a lot of I would love to's.
Yeah.
And I don't know which one my constant is yet.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what 10 years down the road. I don't know what tomorrow looks like.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like finally content with that.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't stress me out, and it used to completely mind boggle me of what now? What next?
Mm-hmm.
What can I add?
Yeah.
And I think honestly my goal right now is just be present in what I'm doing and be proud of that, and hopefully that takes me where I'm supposed to go.
Yeah. Cool.
That's all.
I mean, yeah.
That's all I got.
Yeah, no, I mean, couldn't have done better than this. I think it's
that's all I got.
it was a really good one. Yeah, well, I think, what else do I have? Maybe I'll ask you one last thing. We're arriving at the mark, the 2 hours mark in just a little bit.
She's gonna get hangry.
One last thing that now I think I'm gonna ask everybody is, what do you think? Okay, this one or the other. What is for you the meaning of life, of today? We exist and we have like a slot in this universe, in this world, in this society. What do you think? And it doesn't have to be a general thing. It can be for you. What do you think is the meaning of your life? Slash purpose.
You could have like given me this question before so I could have worked on it.
Yeah, I know, but this is better when people don't know.
I think my purpose is honestly to bring light into people's lives. Mm-hmm. And that is my goal. Mm-hmm. And I do have hard days, but I always try to put my best foot forward and realize that someone has it worse. And I have the ability to give off a light that other people can have and just feel better. Like if you need someone, I'm here. And all my friends know that. Mm-hmm. But even if I don't know you, even walking past, like, is it a smile? Is it a hug? What do you need? And I truly believe that there are a lot of people like that were put on this earth just to make someone's day better. Mm-hmm. And if I can do that, like, I'm good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The impact of just a smile is
it's
often
huge.
Massive. Yeah. Yeah.
And I've been called out for it a couple times in the gym of like, thank you. It makes my morning. And I'm like, you're welcome. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And to bring happiness to someone else, that's great. And good karma comes around, right?
But you're able to truly do this when you do it for yourself first.
100%. It makes
Right.
me feel good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean also, yeah, for this, but I mean also you can only, give so much.
Oh, I have to take care of myself first.
Yeah, that's what
Yes,
I'm saying. You
100%.
can't, yeah.
But I finally learned how to do that.
Yeah.
I finally learned the balance of my life, because I never had this light before. Like, I never had anything to give anyone.
Yeah.
I was completely a drainer, and I would take away from people. And that's my goal, is to like give out. And some days I'm not capable of that, but on the days that I am, I will. And I think that's the purpose. Yeah.
Awesome. Good. Well, I mean, I can't ask another question because this was a really good thing to end on. So
Okay, we're good.
I think that's a wrap. Thank you very much.
Thank
See,
you.
Wasn't too bad.
Wasn't too bad.
Yeah.
We're good.
Yeah. Perfect.
Thank you.
That's a wrap.